Welcome to an episode of You Haven't Read What? I'm Krista.
And I'm Christina. Join us to explore unique genres, childhood favorites, and literary classics as we dive into each other's favorite reads.
Where one of us is very familiar with the book, the other is reading for the very first time. Let's go.
Hello.
We're beatboxing tonight, apparently.
Right? Hello.
I will not be doing that. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I'm
good.
tired.
I know, it's been a week. Been a week.
School was canceled yesterday for no reason.
Trust me.
So
I
we're
kept
tired.
telling Bob, I was like, if they're going to send the kids to school in literal blizzard, all we are doing is getting negative numbers right now. There's no snow. There's no wind. Nothing. Just negative numbers.
It's a little cold.
They can go to school.
2-hour delay would have sufficed.
Yep. Totally.
But here we are.
Yep. And then we had negative numbers today. It was like, what's
But
the difference?
less negative numbers.
Oh, whatever.
Higher.
They were higher negative or lower negative numbers or however you want to go backwards.
Warmer negative numbers.
Towards zero. There you go. But
Still,
yeah,
I don't want to be out long, but
whatever.
it wasn't as bad.
No.
We got above freezing
Yep,
this afternoon.
we did. It was nice.
Winning. Ouch. Sorry.
But anyways.
Tim messaged me. I was making sure.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know.
The kiddo is asleep. They've got to be asleep at this
they
point.
better be asleep by now.
Yep.
He's asking me if I can check the mail on my way home.
No. Just kidding. You can walk.
In those negative numbers and leave the sleeping kids in the house by themselves.
Exactly. I mean, it's just a short walk. It's not that far.
Not that far. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we're a little
Anyways.
loopy tonight.
Yes, we are. We're having a great time. It is Valentine's Day tomorrow. This will come out in April. So literally 2 months.
So as a reminder, show your other significant other appreciation.
Yeah, even when it's not Valentine's Day.
If you haven't done anything since Valentine's Day, this is your reminder.
Yep,
Do
definitely.
something. Plan a date night.
Yep. Ooh, speaking of date
Plan a
nights.
self-date night.
Right?
Even if you don't have anybody,
Yep.
go out on a date by yourself.
Yep, for
Olive
sure.
Garden's one of my favorites.
I
to go
love
to
eating by myself. Yep. Though I did see this couple on Instagram that do an alphabet date
Yeah.
night. And I was like, that's
Those are
kind of
cool.
a cool way of doing it. Even if you go out by yourself, do something fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Shall we jump into
We
our
should
next
jump
2
into
chapters?
So last week, we talked about talons and tea leaves and the Bogart in the wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
Which was fun. We learned that we actually have a halfway decent teacher. And
Yes.
so
Sort of.
Sort of. Tonight will be more interesting of, is he a decent teacher?
Yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
Then tonight, chapter 8 is The Flight of the Fat Lady.
Woohoo.
And chapter 9, Grim Defeat.
Yes.
Bum, bum, bum. So starting off with our Flight of the Fat Lady. My summary. Nope, I'm on the wrong page. Switch to my next page of notes. Haha. My summary is Lupin explains to Harry why he didn't let him do the Bogart. And poor Fat Lady.
Yes.
The Fat Lady gets attacked.
Yeah, by somebody, but
TBD.
we'll get there. So I even wrote my very first comment was finally have a defense against the arts teacher. That's amazing. However,
Defense against the arts.
isn't that what it is?
Dark arts.
Defense. I
we're not-
totally skipped an entire word.
We're defending against Picasso.
There you go. Yes. Van
I love
Gogh. Like, let's do it.
Not the Ninja Turtles.
Exactly.
Actual Mona Lisa flying at you.
Woohoo! Let's do it. Yeah, defense against the dark arts teacher,
Dada.
who's pretty cool, and I think that's awesome.
He is cool.
And I like him. However,
And he vibes with the students pretty well.
oh yes, for sure,
Which is nice.
yeah,
Nice change of pace.
right,
That's just McGonagall holding down the fort.
yeah, yeah, or Lockhart. I mean, we could have Lockhart all over again.
Hard pass.
So yeah.
Hard pass.
But then we move into Quidditch. Like, it's like, ooh, let me do all this stuff about the dark arts like teacher, and then let's just jump right into Quidditch. I'm like, what is going on?
I jump right into Quidditch practice. Yeah, there was a good reference at the very beginning of this to the last book when Malfoy says that Lupin dresses like his old house elf. Aww.
Yes, his
Poor
old.
Malfoys.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Malfoy has to do chores now.
Too bad they don't have a Dobby anymore.
Dobby is free.
I love that Dobby is free. So
Dobby's free.
I'm a real boy.
Lord knows what he's doing, but Dobby is free.
Right? Well, I'm assuming we will see him again just because that
Safe
seems
bet.
to be what his personality is. I need to save Harry. Please don't.
Please stop. You're going to kill him.
Right? Exactly. I mean, he's been getting pretty good at killing himself in this book. So, like,
Yeah.
there are some things going on with Harry that he's just like helping himself
Yeah.
in that area.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but it's not good so far.
So Snape found out the Boggart with Neville.
Yeah.
Made a note. Snape doesn't appreciate the Boggart. Okay, fair. And then he takes it out on Neville. Not okay.
Yeah, not okay. Definitely not. He's 13. Like, it's not necessarily his fault that he pictured his grandmother in her clothes.
And again,
that was
whose suggestion was that?
Lupin's.
Bom, bom.
But
It's Lupin's fault.
right,
Lupin
totally
should
agree.
be the one apologizing to Snape for this.
Yep, for sure.
Not that it would help Neville's case, because
No.
Snape doesn't like Neville. But
But it seems like throughout this chapter, Lupin wants to like Snape and has nothing against Snape because he even expresses how great Snape is at potions and whatnot. So, like, there's that kind of what's actually going on, and does Lupin actually, like, I don't think he has a problem with Snape. I just don't think he also realizes what he did could have hurt Snape in any way,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, agreed. And
So,
I'll make this note. We'll talk about this more in the next chapter, but there's kind of a thread throughout this that the way Lupin and Snape interact, I'm like,
yeah. Something's going on.
you guys are familiar.
It kind of sounds like they kind of know each other because, so in one of the last chapters, I don't remember which one, at one of the dinners, or maybe it's actually this one, Halloween. It's Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
So it's in these chapters here that Snape just keeps looking at him and is just like trying to figure out what's going on.
Waiting for something to happen?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Well, then we find out the next day. But it's just one of those, like, something. Snape obviously doesn't like him. However, he also didn't like Harry right away because of Harry's dad. So maybe they all went to school together. I mean, that's kind of what the vibe I'm getting is that they all went to kind of school together. Lupin, James, and Snape. So I guess we'll see what happens. But
Yeah, there's definitely a kind of a fun thread throughout these two chapters that leaves you kind of doing that funny side eye of like,
right.
wait a minute.
Right. But at the same time, like, Lupin doesn't seem to have a problem with Snape.
Nope.
Like, it's definitely the other way.
I mean, Snape has a problem with everybody.
Well, Snape is just a grumpy pants constantly. He's like that, Mr. Wilson. Dennis the Menace, Mr. Wilson. He reminds me a lot of like that. I mean, he's obviously super tall and skinny and, you know, whatnot, like super darkish. But, like, he just kind of has that Mr. Wilson grumpiness.
That's fair.
To him.
Yeah.
So,
kind of always having a bad day.
yeah, exactly. Except with Malfoy. You know?
Yeah, different problem.
But, so, okay. So, as we're getting into the chapter, like, obviously Quidditch practice is starting and everything, and Wood really wants that
He's
cup.
so emotional. It's actually kind of cute.
It, like, and then throughout the next two chapters, like, this chapter and the next one, he's just, like, gung-ho about it, but, like, he can't get all the words out and this and that.
No.
And it just kind of escalates from there with
Yeah.
him. But at the same time, he's not as, like, he's kind of crazy in this situation. However, in the last book or the first book where he was just like,
The last book.
"Rah!"
Everyone
Like,
up at 3 a.m. training.
Yeah, exactly.
And, yeah.
He doesn't seem that bad, which
Yeah.
is nice.
He's more emotional about it this year. Instead of the
Well,
focus,
it's his last one, I
training
suppose.
focus, it's the emotion of, please do this for me.
Right, exactly.
Oh, buddy.
Because
Like,
it's his last year. He
kinda
really
cute.
wants it. It's kind of like those people that have never had like a Super Bowl or a World Cup or whatever.
you
Like
just want it so badly.
they do. Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. And I also think the whole locker room thing is kind of cute because the team has his back.
Right. Yep.
Like, instead of making fun of him, the twins are like, we got you.
right.
We understand.
Right. And they
Let's
even
go
seem a
kick
little
some
worried in a way.
Broom
Like
butt.
yeah.
Some flame broom butt.
Woohoo, let's do it. But then from there, we roll into like Hogsmeade, and like it's almost like this chapter has so many moving different parts and pieces in it that it's super fast, but it's super slow at the same time. And there's a lot of information in
There's
this
a
chapter.
lot of information in this one. Yeah.
And I just kind of feel like almost every paragraph or every page was about something different going throughout like their next
going
couple of
somewhere
days.
else.
Yeah. And then there's but all the classes went from here to here and now it's October. And I'm like, what just happened? Like, we've got all of these. Okay, here's a lot of information in
Hurry
a
up and
short
wait.
period of
Hurry
time.
up
And
and
then, yeah, it's now October. It's now Halloween, all these things. So then we get to go to Hogsmeade. Well, Harry doesn't get to go to Hogsmeade, but everybody else does.
Well, first,
Okay.
before they go to Hogsmeade. Yes, before they go to Hogsmeade. Right before they go to Hogsmeade. We run into Lavender and Pavarti about the dead rabbit.
Trelawney. Okay. Yes.
That Trelawney made the prediction that something you were dread is happening on the 13th or whatever. 16th of
16th.
October. There we go. She was right. It's like, well, I mean,
Hermione's right, if you ask me.
yes. So I'm like, okay, Hermione's not wrong because she's like, well, look at it logically. I mean, he didn't die today. You just found out today.
Right?
But read the room, Hermione. Shut up.
Okay. So
This person just lost their pet.
no, and I totally get that, but I think sometimes people that think so logically, they forget sometimes about emotions.
Oh, 100%.
And sometimes it comes down to a point where you're just like, it has to be about the emotion, not the logic.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's things like that. So my husband is very logical. I am very emotional. Our child is very much both. Very much both. And so sometimes I go overboard and then go, okay, I've got to think logically for both of them and say, okay, this is what logically is going on. Whereas the other one might go, oh, but they need the emotion side of things. And so they'll kind of go the opposite direction. And I'm like, okay, where's the happy
Where are we going?
medium?
Where are we
Yeah,
going?
exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes there's fights and stuff. And I think that's kind of what Hermione and Ron are dealing with is the, she's trying to be very logical. He is going, well, like there's some emotion here, like with Scabbers or with Lavender and Pavarti. Like there's a lot of things there. And so those two just kind of butt heads. But Hermione's heart is in the right place. She just doesn't necessarily know how to express that portion. I don't know.
Yeah, the main note I made was read the room.
Yeah.
At some point, look around and go, is this a battle worth picking? Yes or no? Not in this case.
Yeah, definitely not in this case. But I think as a 13-year-old girl who is very book smart,
Oh yeah,
there's a difference between being book smart and street smart. And
100%.
she is very book smart.
yeah, not so much on the other.
No, not on the emotion side. And so she's got to find that happy medium. And I think she'll get there. She'll grow into it. But yeah, I think in this spot, it's kind of like,
Whoops.
okay, you need to stop talking.
Whoops. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ron and
up,
her are
shut
already
up.
fighting because of Crookshanks.
Yeah. So then Ron throwing that out there, she doesn't care about pets. It's like, ooh, low blow, Ron.
right.
Stop.
But in his own defense, he's like, she does, it almost is like she really doesn't, even though she's got her own cat. She does obviously care for this cat,
Right.
but he doesn't see it necessarily from her point of view.
He's on the
it's all
attacking end.
13-year-old drama.
They're all being dramatic. Hormones.
Right. But speaking of Crookshanks, what's with the giant ass spider? That
Oh, yeah.
he like
just
brings
comes
over and just
alone.
starts chomping on.
One
Like,
of Aragog's kids.
that's what I thought. I literally was like, oh, it must be one of Aragog's. Oops, yikes,
Hopefully it
gross.
doesn't come to the castle looking for it.
Right. And then what is going on with Scabbers? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Do we ever find
he
out?
getting
Is he
old?
sick? Is he too old? Like, do we find out? Does he get eaten by the cat? Like, or the owl? I mean, at this point, I just don't know.
I played
But-
the 5th again.
Yeah. I'm
Yes,
sure
we
you
find
do.
out what's going on with Scabbers. But
Okay, good.
poor rat.
But okay, so Ron also makes the comment about something being up with Crookshanks. That Crookshanks obviously understands
So focused.
Ron.
Yeah.
He understands the words.
Uh-huh.
I almost wonder if he's like McGonagall
Oh, and
and he's a
Animagus?
person
Yeah.
trapped in a cat's form that can't get out for some
Interesting.
reason. Or he's just extremely smart like those rats in the store.
or
that
maybe
could just
this
dance.
is a magical cat thing because Mrs. Norris is too.
Oh.
She's also very smart. And I will
I
say
didn't think about that.
this is neither confirmed nor denied in the books, but
Okay.
there is a lot of theory that was
Magical.
a person that is now trapped in
Oh.
a cat
Okay.
form.
Okay.
And potentially, like, this is, again, crazy fan theory that's just kind of fun to talk
Yeah,
about, is
right.
that Mrs. Norris and Filch were an item. And then something happened and she got turned into a cat, which is why they're together. Like, they're still, like, inseparable.
That's good.
Kind of fun.
That is good.
kinda cute.
I like that. Okay. so
So-
Crookshanks could be kind of like that.
So magical cats in general.
Right.
Could be a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I understand more. I mean, cats are already pretty intuitive.
Yeah.
But, like, understanding specific words about where the rat is
Right.
that
yeah.
shares the dormitory with me.
Right. I mean, and then later on in the next chapter,
Flying pens.
I know, right? I'm just like throwing things around. But in the next chapter, like Harry has to literally keep Crookshanks from going up the guy's dorm
boys.
stairs or whatever.
Yep.
So I'm just kind of like, something's up with him. And
Easy fodder. He knows where the close target is.
it's true. That
Or
is
she.
true.
Sorry, she knows where the close target
Is it a she? I thought it was a he.
Oh, it's
Crookshanks?
Oh,
Oh, I have no idea anymore.
Can't keep it on straight.
So I feel like going back to Ron and Hermione, they are really at each other's throats throughout this whole book so far. It's getting worse because of the whole Scabbers and Crookshanks and then the pets and just literally everything. The tea, her not talking about what's going on with herself.
He. Crookshanks is a he.
Okay.
Ron says, does he have to eat that in front of us?
Right, because it's big
spider.
large spider.
Yeah, I was trying to. It's a little interesting. Just keep him over there. Yeah. So he says it. Ron says he a couple of times.
Okay.
But then when I got into it, it's, catch the cat, stupid animal. Crookshanks doesn't understand what it's doing wrong.
Right.
It heard me say Scabbers and was like, why did we all of a sudden go gender neutral here? Like, as I'm trying to quickly find the answer.
Right.
Stop.
Exactly.
Not a non-binary cat. Like, give me the answer.
Right.
Anyway.
Yes.
So Neville's grandmother sent the form directly to McGonagall.
Amazing.
I laughed.
I did too.
Even rereading that
because
again.
McGonagall goes, I think she thought it was safer this way. Well, obviously.
Is she wrong?
Nope.
Nope.
Not wrong at all. Because he even goes, I think I misplaced it. I
I
mean,
was like, you never had it.
right. Right.
It's
For
fantastic.
sure. Though I am surprised that Fred and George did not try and sneak Harry out.
Yeah.
Have some sort of plan to get him out.
Yeah. I do like McGonagall. It's safer for you to stay in the castle. And I'm like, is it? Been
Yeah.
attacked by how many things in book 1 and how many things in book 2? Like, is the castle really safer?
Inside of the castle. I mean, I think she thinks more because the Dementors
Yeah.
are like surrounding the castle.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those like, I'm surprised that they haven't been able to get him out. or had a plan to get him out. And why did none of these 13 and 14-year-olds think about forging the freaking slip? I am sorry, but I totally did it at that age. I totally forged things, like, especially when I was homeschooled.
Harry makes the comment about, well, crap, now I can't have somebody forge it because I've already told McGonagall.
Yep.
Which is it's just my logic of like, okay, let's travel every road we possibly can within bounds. And then, oh, shoot, now I've shot myself in the foot and I can't break the rule.
But at the same time, he could have been like, oh, but I sent it to them.
Oh, who's going to believe that?
I mean,
he got kicked out this summer.
So what? Who cares?
And last year?
He could have. I mean, no, he left last year.
Last year.
Yeah, Ron broke him out. And then the year before that, I
think McGonagall knows just enough to say, liar.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, if you do it when she's distracted.
Liar.
I mean, we used
You're Harry Potter. When is she not distracted by you?
That is true.
You're Harry freaking Potter.
I mean, when I was growing up, we always knew to ask my mom certain questions when she was sleeping because she took a lot of naps. So we would ask her if we could have our soda because we weren't allowed to have soda except on Sundays. So we would ask her for like sodas. Yeah, exactly. We'd wake her up really gently so she wasn't fully awake. And we go, hey, we want to do X, Y, and Z. And she'd be like, okay. And then as soon as my dad gets home or whatever and is like, why are you doing blah, 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 blah. I'd be like, well, mom said it was okay. And mom would come up and she'd be like, I don't remember saying okay. And then eventually, probably a lot of years afterwards, they started catching on with the fact that we were asking him. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that's amazing. You are still a Hufflepuff, but dang, that is Slytherin, and I'm really impressed.
It's probably why water is very Slytherin as well. But yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So everyone goes off to Hogsmeade. Harry gets in trouble for being out of the dorm when nobody's in the dorm right now. Like, Filch is just a jerk.
Not nobody is in the dorm.
Well, yeah.
But I didn't understand why they had to stay in the common room. Like, why?
Yeah.
And it's the first and second years that are there, and everyone else that has been there too many times that the novelty is worn off.
Yeah.
So
I was just bored of it.
I just was kind of like, why is everybody in the common room? Why is Filch making them go back?
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, that is a little weird.
It's weekend. They should be roaming around the castle.
They should be able to do whatever they want.
He's just in a pissy mood. Maybe the Dementors. Ooh, the Dementors are stealing everyone's happiness. So
that is true.
Maybe, especially since Filch is a magical, maybe it's hitting him worse. I'm gonna go with that.
He's not magical, though.
That's what I said. Because he's not, the Dementors are affecting him worse just being in their presence.
I mean, maybe it's just because Mrs. Norris is a cat.
That's a crazy theory I just came up with on the spot. I'm running with it.
Let's do it.
Filch is in a bad mood.
Totally, for sure.
He does talk about how excited he is for the Halloween feast because those are always amazing. And I was like, but are they? There was a troll the first year that almost killed y'all, and you missed last year because of the Death Day party.
Yeah, I was going to say, happy 501st birthday, Sir
Death Day to Sir
Nearly Headless Nick.
Nearly Headless Nick. I almost said Sir Nicholas Flamel. Nearly Headless Nick, yeah. No, yeah. But the feast is always good. I'm like, how would you know? I'm sure the food was good the first year, but then you almost got smashed to bits by a troll. Like, really?
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was a funny comment.
It is funny.
Oh, and Hermione missed the first year also because she was in the bathroom the whole time. So she has never been to a Halloween feast, and somehow they're all three like, yeah, those are great. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, because they didn't even make it to the end of the second one because of something else was going on.
Someone got attacked.
Yeah, somebody got attacked. That's when Mrs. Norris got attacked.
So was that the
very
first
beginning?
Attack?
Yep,
yeah.
That was the first one.
So anyway, I thought it was a funny comment. I was like, really?
You've never been.
And now we go to Lupin's office.
Yes. With Lupin. So Lupin's, we find out, was trying to protect Harry because he thought it was going to be Voldemort.
Yes.
So I think that's amazing.
Well, it's not so much protecting everyone. He said, I didn't think it was a good idea for Lord Voldemort to materialize in the staff room. I imagine that people would panic. Like, not Harry would panic. People would panic.
Well, he thought Harry would panic first. And then he finds out that Harry actually isn't afraid of Voldemort. And
Yeah.
then he's like, well, then more people would have an issue. So he kind of played it in that form. Though one of his comments that I really found interesting was Harry is afraid of fear itself. He is fearing fear itself. And to me, that's almost like going up the what if river. Because every time you think of something that could be fearful, it's like, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? And so to me, it's almost very similar between the two. And he's not afraid, like Harry's not afraid of a lot of things because he's been through so much already.
Right.
So I think it's admirable that Lupin wanted to protect Harry in that form. But I'm very still curious what Harry would have seen.
Yeah. I think he's right. I think it would have been a Dementor. I think is what he fears most at the moment.
Right.
But yeah, no,
But
I think his...
is it a full-on Dementor or just the hand thing, weird thing?
That's a
Because
good question.
we don't know what that hand thingy coming out of the Dementor's robe is.
Just his hand, but yeah.
Is it just a Dementor's hand?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Don't overthink it.
I was totally overthinking it. I mean, it's very Men in Black.
Yes.
Alien coming out of the robe. So I'm thinking like two aliens in this robe
They're
thing.
standing
with
on
some,
each other's shoulders.
Exactly. Like I had so many different things pictured.
On a
So
broom.
exactly. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Like fear, like fearing fear itself is very much a what if river. And I think figuring that out for Harry is very cool because he can strengthen himself from that going forward.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, it's a good conversation between he and Lupin. Like
For
he
sure.
gets some closure
Yep.
on this new professor who he clearly kind of respects for being
For
the
sure.
first good, defense against the dark arts professor.
Yeah.
And so having this conversation with him, I think really helped
Yep.
calm him down
Yeah.
with the fear he didn't know he had.
Exactly. And I think going into that like he's almost being mentored by Lupin in a way from this conversation, or at least that's kind of how it feels. It's not that he's being singled out or anything by Lupin like Snape does, and some of the other teachers kind of single him out a little bit more.
Right.
But I feel like Lupin's just trying to like understand some of the things about Harry.
Right. Yeah.
So-
Lupin actually cares.
Yeah.
He's like, let me learn about you so that I can help you best. Like,
Right.
A good teacher. Shock surprise. Speaking of good teachers, Snape walks in.
Right? I was
There's a
like,
transition for you.
right? I was just kind of like, what is Snape doing? Like, what?
Well, he's making something, and this is a very big praise from
Complicated.
Lupin. Yeah, they said this potion helps. I'm working alongside Professor Snape. There aren't many wizards who are up to making it.
Yeah.
Like, dang.
Even Madame Pomfrey? Like,
Yeah,
she knows how to do everything magical in the medical
but this is
world.
potion. Like, there's something about this potion that's not medical. Like,
Okay.
he's not.
Well, he did say
He doesn't
he's
have the
feeling
flu.
peakish or white
Yeah.
or more uncolored or whatever he says.
Yeah.
But like what? So Harry also mentions a gleam in Snape's eyes. So like, what's Snape up to?
We'll come back to that later.
I'm sure we will.
Dun, dun. All right. So yeah, so they bring back all of the good stuff from Hogsmeade and talk
Yeah.
about it. And Ron is shocked that Lupin drank whatever Snape gave him.
Well,
Like, doesn't
again,
he
it
want your
goes
job?
it goes back to Lupin not having any issues with Snape, but Snape obviously having issues with Lupin. So,
Possibly,
like,
yeah.
Lupin doesn't really think that drinking this potion is going to be a problem,
Yeah.
whereas the kids basically know
Have some
better.
concerns.
Well, obviously, he also sort of disappears. So,
then-
I mean,
So now we enjoy the feast, and nearly headless Nick had great success with the reenactment of his own botched beheading. Why? Why?
I want to know what the reenactment
Who wants
looked
to
like.
watch that?
Come on, I want to know. I want to know how he was botched so badly. I want to know. I really want to know. So I wish that they had gone into a little more detail as to how it
Nobody wants to
happened.
see this. No.
No, seeing it, fine, cool, whatever.
No!
But like, I still want to know how it happened. How did he
do?
get so many axes to the head without losing it? I want to know.
I don't want to watch that.
I mean, maybe not watch it, but I do want to know.
He reenacted it.
Well, I know, but I wish that they had given us more information on how it happened.
It's fair. So we tried to go to bed.
No.
We tried to go back to the dormitory.
Yep.
It doesn't work.
Nope.
Yep. And Peeves lets us know it was Sirius Black. Bum, bum, bum.
Part of me doesn't believe Peeves because he likes to mess
it's
around and he
Peeves.
likes exactly.
Well, also,
I mean, he got gum
How-
stuck in his nostril last time.
how would he know what Sirius Black potentially looks? Oh, I guess his face has been in all the papers and everything.
Well, and not only that, but we're assuming that Black has gone to school there.
Oh, fair.
So Peeves would know him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Having had tortured him and whatever.
exactly. Just like Peeves likes to do. But how would he have gotten into the castle? And luckily, the fat lady was able to get out of the painting before it was slashed.
Yes.
So cool.
Yes.
But still.
So, all right. So, quick summary for chapter 9, just grim defeat. We search for Black, and it's finally Quidditch time. And we go camping, kind of in the Great Hall.
Yep.
I also need to start off because we have Sir Cadogan back. And I apologize because last podcast,
you said we weren't going to see
I was
him
like,
again.
who is this guy? This is so random. And then as soon as I got to this chapter, I was like, oh, right.
I mean, he's still a nuisance.
Yeah, I had totally forgotten about his existence in a future chapter. So my bad, everyone. I missed that one. I blocked him from memory because he's so
Because
obnoxious.
he's such a pain in the butt. He was the only one that was brave enough.
The one who got his sword stuck in the grass.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm picturing the Black Knight in Monty Python. And
I've never seen
Grail.
it.
Okay, we're gonna have to watch
I know.
that.
It's
We're gonna have to watch that
a
one. It's a cult classic.
what haven't you read like or watched?
I don't think there's a book there. If there is, we're doing it.
I know,
Somebody
right?
let me know. We'll have to add that to the watch list. That's a classic one. But there's a knight that slowly gets an arm chopped off, then another arm chopped off, and he's still trying to just kicking at the guy like, I got you, and that's all I can picture is
That's weird.
that's how this knight is.
Okay,
It's like,
yeah.
come at me.
That's funny.
I have been unarmed, but yeah.
Okay, the
Anyway.
very first comment I have in this next chapter, can I say it? Who the heck is the head girl? Like,
It's
who
true. It's
is
true.
the
Doesn't say.
head girl? They talk about Percy and how Dumbledore specifically speaks to Percy. But he wants the head girl and head
the
boy doing the thing. Who the heck is the head girl? If anybody knows, please let us know. Let me know because I really need to know. I am sure
I'm trying to
our
remember
friend,
if we find out later.
I am sure our friend on YouTube will let me know because she has been amazing and letting us know all kinds of things. So please, who the heck is there, girl? I don't care if it's a
I don't remember.
spoiler.
I'm gonna have to
I
look
need
it
to
up.
know at this point.
It's not a spoiler. I would remember if it was a spoiler.
I'm just like, I need to know.
It's been a week. But for the first time, I was like, Percy looks immensely proud and important. And for once, it's actually kind of valid.
I know.
Like, I was like, you earned this one.
Woohoo!
Well done,
Good
Percy's
job.
important now. Here's the snaps.
Yep. Snap, 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 snap. Yep.
Like, well done. Like, okay, you are actually important now. And they talk about how he got in, and one of the big things is I like Hermione. What did he say? Honestly, am I the only person who's ever bothered to read Hogwarts a history? Asked Hermione. Probably, said Ron. Why?
Very true. Very, very
I
true.
laughed at that one.
Yep.
Group project, and she's doing all the work.
Of course, always. Like, why not?
Fitting.
It's Hermione.
Right. But she says you can't just apparate in here. And I was like, hold up. How did Dobby get there?
Oh. Wait. At Hogwarts?
Yep. He shows up in the hospital and then disappears.
Oh. Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that because I remember him coming with Malfoy Senior
At the end.
And that was on purpose. But yeah, for sure, he does go to the
he
hospital.
also had to have been local to bewitch the Bludger. Bludger, right? Bludger? Yeah. For
Right.
going after him. He would have had to have been there.
Right.
So I'm going to do this like, is there a gap in the you can't apparate theory? Or are house elves that powerful? And they aren't apparating.
They could be.
Again, nobody come at
both?
me. I know the answer. I'm challenging her to think about it.
Is it like a Star Wars thing where it's just like, beat me up, Scotty?
That's Star Trek.
Oh, is that? Oh, Star Trek. Sorry. Sorry, Seth, because he's the one that's going to come after me on that one.
Oh, I think 50% of the U.S. population would come after you on that one.
Zenobia might come after me on that one, too. I mean, the people that I know personally, those are the two that'll probably come after me.
My 7-year-old might.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They know who Grogu is.
Oops. Okay. Well, anyways.
Anyway, we are now camping in the Great Hall.
I want the squishy purple sleeping bag. I
mean,
literally wrote
you
that.
got our girls for Christmas squishy purple sleeping bags. I'm just saying.
They have the constellations on them.
They do.
Which I thought was cool.
I was thinking of.
I've been contemplating taking some glow in the dark paint and painting the constellations on both sleeping bags
That would be
just
fun.
so that we've got the glow in the dark. Anyways.
But then I can't wash it.
Sure you can.
Okay.
If you s-
Maybe not with anything else. I'm afraid I'm going to walk into work and although
Have
the
glow in
lights
the
are always
dark.
on, but
that would
it's a
be
big
funny.
emergency. The power goes out.
I'm sure I could
Follow
find
Krista. We can see her.
Oh my god, could you imagine? Oh my gosh.
The beacon leaving the building.
It's almost like was it at Target, the blue light special, having a blue light on your head. Oh my god.
All right, we've lost it.
Anyways,
But this camping in the Great Hall sounds amazing.
it does kind of sound fun, but let me tell you,
wanna
if the
do this.
floors are anything like my floors,
Oh, it's
I
hard.
wouldn't want to sleep on them
I'm
again.
guessing that they're super poofy, but
Hopefully.
sleeping
I mean, they
bags,
are
not the
super
floor.
squishy, so that's
But
what
it's
it
like
says.
a light breeze, sleeping under the stars, 0 chance of rain.
Pretend
I like
stars,
this.
which is even better.
Like this.
Yeah,
I'm a
for sure.
fan. All right. So now, for those of us on YouTube, we're going to see if we can get a fun little graphic to work. If it doesn't, and for everyone not on YouTube, I'm going to post this with the podcast. But we talk about that the fat lady is hiding in a map of this town I'm going to butcher.
Yep, it's okay.
Argyshire? Shire?
Oh, see, I-
Shire.
Argyle.
Argyleshire.
Yeah.
Argyleshire?
Bob's standing
Bob
at the
is judging us.
like totally
Is it
judging.
Argyleshire? Okay, cool. Thanks.
Argyleshire.
Or it's also known as Argyle. And I forgot to end my quotes. Mind if I gotta fix my notes. So Argyleshire, which goes by Argyle, is Old Irish and it means the coast of the Gales.
Yes.
And as again you can see in the picture, it's all coastline.
Yes.
That's why that makes sense. And it's in Scotland. And it's very cool.
It's very pretty.
However, it doesn't actually exist anymore. It was abolished in 1975 for government purposes, and it is now part of Argyll and Bute district in, another word I can't say, some other region, very large word.
Okay.
Up in Scotland.
So it was real.
So it is real.
Once
And
upon a time.
especially since you have a map of this, would be very old since it doesn't exist anymore. I found this map on Wikipedia. Credit Wikipedia. And I figured this is kind of what it would look like if you were hiding in a map.
That's
this is
cool.
a very confusing, cool, because of all the coastlines.
Right.
It's kind of a cool map.
Yeah.
Smart
It
to
is.
hide.
Very.
Yeah, so it's just off the west coast of Scotland. I keep wanting to say Sweden. I don't know why. Scotland. Goodness.
The S.
Yes. But I just thought that was really cool. That if
That
you're
is
going to go
cool.
hide somewhere, it's kind of a fun place to hide.
That is neat.
So
I mean, so is she hiding? So she's hiding in the map. So you can obviously tell that there is a lady walking around this map. Or is she like hiding in the cities in the map?
That's a good question. I think she could be hiding, somewhere in a city or hanging out on the coastline or even just sitting behind under a tree.
Go for a beach. You're in a chair constantly in your painting, so may as well go have some fun.
A stroll.
I mean, you do yell at Harry for trying to wake you up at one point, so.
Yeah, that's fair. I just thought it was very cool that this Argyle is not, or Argyle Shire, say that 5 times fast, like doesn't actually exist anymore. So that means whatever this map is an ancient map.
Right.
Which I'm like, the school is ancient, so the school has been around since whatever this place existed.
Right.
So I was like, maybe this is what the map would have looked like.
That's cool.
At the time.
Yeah.
So there's your fun little
That's pretty neat.
Even though I can't pronounce things. Bob.
It's all good.
Judgment.
Yep.
He's judging me. That's okay. Lots of people are right now.
It's all good.
Argyle and Butte.
Yeah, there's a movie called Argyle. So.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Okay.
I just know that. Holy crap! Why am I blanking on her name right now?
I don't know.
Princess Diaries.
Oh.
Now you're blanking too. Cool. Anyways, she's in there. And that's all I remember. Mia Thermopolis.
I got Princess Bride coming up right now.
Or not Princess Bride. Princess Diaries. Anne Hathaway.
There you go.
Thank you, Bob.
I just got there. I had it.
Yes, she's in that movie, Argyle. But anyways.
Yeah, that's the page I'm on. Thank you. Anyway, back to Hogwarts.
Yes. So, why won't I forgot what I was going to say, but I'm like looking at my notes at the same time as
scanning
talking
quickly. Yeah.
So somebody talks about losing track of time, like that Black seems to have lost track of time and didn't realize that he shouldn't have been there as late because of them all the kids coming back or whatever. I don't think Black cares. Like, I don't think he actually lost track of time or whatever. I think he just really wanted in there for some reason. But I also want to know, why is Dumbledore not allowing the Dementors into the castle? Why is he so angry about the Dementors coming into the castle?
I think because he knows the effect that they have. Like, especially
they don't want
since,
everybody walking around depressed.
Yeah, basically. Okay. You have a bunch of young, impressionable, hormonal souls trying to learn.
Okay.
And having something running around sucking the happiness out of the place is not going to make the kids want to come back next year.
Right. Okay.
In fairness, so does a giant snake running around, but that didn't
troll,
deter anybody.
Or fluffy.
Where are all the parents?
Right, exactly. Okay. So, question about Snape, because I mean, we love this teacher.
No answer, but continue.
If he hates literally everything in his entire life, it's always such a problem. Why is he still a freaking teacher? Like, why?
I told you I wouldn't answer.
Well, I know that, but still, it makes me just like, if you're going to be grumpy, you're going to be mean to 13-year-olds who can't defend themselves, and yet you're going to be a jackwagon. Like, why stay a teacher? Like, why? Just leave.
There are reasons.
I'm sure there are.
He doesn't want to be a teacher, but he's stuck. Anyway, I did make a note that after a non-existent Snape in book 2, he seems very invested this time, and I'm getting book 1 vibes again with Snape.
I think book 2...
Lockhart's personality was too big.
I suppose you could go there. But I think book 2 was more just a cover book than it was anything else. Fair. To give us a little bit of information. It was a long book to give us very little information. Mm-hmm. One of them being everybody hates Lockhart, and the other one being that Harry is a Parselmouth. Other than that, we really don't get any real information out of that book. Maybe a little bit about the 4 founders, and that's about it, really.
You get a little bit of the why there's that
could have
clash.
Kind of been separated into either book 1 or book 3. I understand why book 2 is there, but at the same time, it's one of those like, whatever. We got a little information, we can move on.
When it comes to things that tie up in later books,
right?
There's very little. I made very few notes in that book.
Yep.
Again, there are two major things I know that, come
Right.
back later, but it's like compared to the first book where there's like 13 and I've already made several notes in this one, 7. Haha, there I'll say that. I have no idea how many notes I've made of things that go forward into future books. The second book is fairly sparse.
But getting more information out of Snape, like, I think book 2 just was, like I said, fluff, and like it basically just didn't have to be there. But the walking to and from all the classes, walking in the hallways, Percy being a puppy, like
Puppy.
it's weird.
Not wrong.
I mean, he said guard dog, but guard dog and Percy don't rhyme. Percy and puppy do.
I like it.
So I went with that.
Sounds good.
But yeah, like why? Why are we protecting Harry as much as we are and not actually talking to him?
That
Come
would be
on.
nice.
Like, just give him the information.
They will figure that out eventually. That is now third thing in a row of let's not tell the kids to protect them, and it backfired.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it hasn't backfired here yet.
Yeah.
But like again, we're reading about Harry Potter. He's not going to be not involved. Like, come
Right, exactly. And not only that, but like, it's about Harry. Like, you obviously can trust that he knows what the heck he's sort of doing. But
not quite
like,
dead yet.
right, he survived so many times already. So just let the kid do his thing. But like, I don't understand, like, almost not being even allowed to play Quidditch or practice unless they have
Madam Hooch.
Yeah, Madam Hooch
Okay.
there. Like,
Soapbox time.
oh, we have a problem.
Soapbox time.
Mm-hmm.
She will watch over and keep the kids safe during practice, but we're going to
not-
let rogue bludgers go after him. And there was something in the first book. What was it? I mean, we're going to let an underage kid play.
Yep.
We're going to let...
With broken arm at one point.
In fairness, between when he broke the arm and landed was fairly quick. But,
Yeah, well.
like, yeah, we're going to get involved.
Well, and not only that, but McGonagall is the one that gets her involved.
Right.
Like, she should have already stepped forward. And not only that, but we're letting them play in literal lightning. Like, I do not understand this.
I was like, is there no magic for this? Is there no magic dome or, make a stadium? Like,
No.
it's a little
Like,
crazy.
it's the magic is convenient when the author wants it, and it's inconvenient when she doesn't. She
Yeah,
wants to make it harder.
Also, in fairness, the whole point of Quidditch is the snitch could be anywhere.
Right.
So you can't really dome it in very
No.
well. But
And I
there's
agree with
got to
that.
be something.
But you can't even go swimming with lightning. Like,
Yeah.
why are we allowed to be in the air with
play
lightning?
golf. Airplanes are safe.
Okay,
Maybe
no,
then,
I'm talking about on a broom.
No.
You're literally parachuting in lightning, essentially.
Yeah, with a stick
Like,
and no parachute.
exactly. No parachute with a stick in lightning. Okay, I see a problem here. However,
Also, the enchantment that keeps his glasses clear, just leave
That's
that
cool.
on. Just leave it
Oh, for
forever.
sure.
All eternity. Don't get rid of that.
do they keep it on
I
for
don't
all
know.
of
No,
eternity? I mean,
should.
pretty awesome.
It's got to wear off eventually, but
But like, okay, so why switching the lineup to Hufflepuff from Slytherin? Slytherin, obviously, Malfoy is pretending that he's still hurt. But what is the
Boo.
advantage for
Boo.
Slytherin to switch the lineup up? And why do
Play
they
in
allow
more-
it?
play in more favorable
Because
conditions.
essentially, there are no rules when it comes to Quidditch. You do what it says.
yeah.
So why are they being allowed to switch it up? Why?
Because somebody's hurt.
Who cares? I mean, Harry got hurt. He got his bones taken out of his
right,
body.
again.
He's
Where are the adults?
exactly. There's no real point to
Why does
this.
Madam Hooch care now?
I don't think
Yeah.
so. But
Could have stopped 3 other games before this before somebody got hurt, but no.
can we talk about Snape again?
Yeah.
Why is he the teacher
Why
of
is
the
he
dark
the
arts?
sub?
Why?
Well, in fairness, he's the one who wants a job, so maybe he was the easiest.
Yeah, but he had opportunities to take the job. He has had three
But did he?
teachers. Three.
He's not qualified, and Dumbledore knows it.
Okay. but he doesn't get the job. But like, why is he the sub? How did he become the sub?
Hagrid try to sub this class.
I want to see.
He probably talked about werewolves too.
Probably. Exactly, because they're animals. But like,
yeah.
I even wrote, I was like, Hermione's head is going to explode.
Yeah.
Like, if you ask the question, let her answer. And then Ron's like defending her.
Ron's the one who ends
and
up
I'm
in
just
detention.
Like, what are you doing? They hate each other. But yeah, Ron is defending Hermione, and then he becomes detention. But he has to clean out the bedpans without magic. That's the second thing he's had to clean without magic.
It's true.
In detention.
He always gets cleaning chores.
Yeah, I know, right?
That is kind of funny.
But like, what's wrong with Lupin? Did Snape actually poison him somehow with the cauldron stuff?
No.
Or is like something wrong with Lupin? Like, did he bring black into the thing because he's attached? I don't know. I'm just kind of, what the heck is going on?
So I had to laugh a little bit when Peeves wakes up Harry, which is cruel to begin with. And he was like, he rolls over and he tries to fall back asleep. He goes, but it was difficult. But now that he was awake. And I was like, I feel this.
Peeves. Any toddler out there. Mommy. Yeah, I feel that for
Also,
sure.
I was like, I'm awake now. I can't fall back to sleep. That is my life.
Yeah.
As soon as I'm awake, there is no going back to sleep.
Did you make a note that Harry went to the hospital?
Oh, shoot. No, I didn't. Thank you.
We're off a hospital count right now. So why is Peeves ignoring Harry in the middle of the night? Just for fun?
To be a jerk.
Shits and giggles? Cool.
Yeah. That's the exact clip I was thinking of, Bob. Yes. Bob just sent us the Family Guy. Mom, mommy,
Yeah.
mother. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's
what I was thinking
annoying. And Peeves is already like, he's already annoying, but like, why 4:30 in the morning?
Yeah, I know. I think he's just being a jerk and he's bored.
Yeah. But then Dumbledore saves Harry. Who is the freaking lady, and why were the Dementors being allowed to I have so many questions.
So
at
the
end of this
Dementors weren't
chapter.
supposed to be there. That's why Dumbledore's pissed.
Well, they're
weren't
not
supposed to
allowed
be there.
inside the castle.
And they weren't supposed to be in the stadium either. But
It doesn't say that.
anyway.
It just says inside the castle.
I think we talked about how Dumbledore's pissed.
Yeah, Dumbledore is angry, and it does talk about that, but it does also say inside the castle. However, they're not inside the castle. But why are there hundreds of them on the field? What's with the dog in the stadium? What's with the lady in his head? Is it his mom? Like, is that who the lady is? You can take me. You can kill me. Don't kill him. Like,
Not
that's
Harry,
got to be his
please
mom.
no. Take me, kill me instead.
Yeah, that's
Not
definitely
Harry,
her mom.
please have mercy, have mercy, mercy.
But like, who's the
yeah.
lady? Why are the Dementors there? What's going on in his head? Like, is it actually in his head? Because like the poster mouth was in his head. So maybe he's also, I don't know. And then I'm like, the weird part about like Dumbledore like slowing him down,
Arrestio momentum.
putting him on a stretcher, and then taking him to the hospital. Just kind of like, what is going on? And how is it fair and square that Hufflepuff won? How?
Yeah.
How? Not even, it even says, and Wood also agrees that it was fair and square. No, I'm sorry, but it was not fair and square.
Yeah. I mean, it's just as fair and square as Harry winning with a bludger coming after him. And
Exactly.
like, yeah, there's no, just like nothing stops this game at all. Like, it's a free for all. And even I think Diggory, I think it says Cedric, even says like,
He's upset. He
rematch.
wants a rematch.
yeah, because he doesn't want this like, I beat the best Gryffindor seeker.
Snitch.
Asterisk.
Yeah, seeker.
Like, asterisk, because he was unconscious. He wants
Literally
a
falling
win.
out of the air.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair and square. I think that it should have stopped. I think that Hufflepuff shouldn't have been allowed to win. And I think Cedric is right. They should have a rematch.
I think Quidditch is more drama than it's worth.
Yeah, I suppose.
Also, his broom.
Yeah. In 20 pieces or more,
into the
isn't that what it
Whomping
says?
Willow.
I'm sorry.
I know.
So, does he get the new broom at the broom shop? What was it called? The fire blocker or something like Firebolt.
So that is a wonderful segue. So next week, we're going to talk about chapters 10 and 11.
Woohoo!
The Marauders map and the Firebolt.
Woohoo! I was right. I'm excited. That's cool.
So, yeah, I'm excited about the Marauders map. I'm going to bring some stuff next time. You're going to have to help me remember.
Okay.
I love the Marauders map.
Yeah.
Super cool. So, you've seen the Marauders map. I have a mug. Both Brittany and I both have blankets.
Yes.
It's like,
Brittany's blanket hangs over her banister, if I remember correctly.
I think mine is under the footstool in the basement, so I'll have to find it.
Okay.
If not, I'll steal Brittany's. Sorry, Brittany. I'll find one so we have it because it's cool.
Yeah.
It's fun to look at.
It'll be exciting. I mean, it's going to be a different set of chapters. And hopefully we get some more answers. And hopefully we figure out why Black is after Harry. But I don't really think he's after Harry in that sense. So,
Everyone seems to think so, though.
yeah. I guess we'll find out. But
Later.
yeah.
Not next week. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks
Okay.
for joining us this week.
Thank you for coming. And thank you for coming like you're at my house. Oh my God. I need to go to
I'm
bed.
so glad I came tonight. Thank you, Christina,
You're
for the
welcome.
invitation, the standing Monday night invitation. Well, it's not Monday tonight, but
No,
normally
it's
it's Monday night.
Have another drink, Bob says.
I have
It's
to drive home, so no.
very cold out and whatnot. So, yeah.
Have a great week.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Evening. Thanks for joining us for this episode. If you had fun, please follow, download, and review this podcast on your preferred listening platform.
If you're ready for the next chapter, join the spoiler-free conversation on our Facebook group. Search You Haven't Read What? The podcast.
Or on Instagram and YouTube for exclusive videos and behind-the-scenes content. Have a great week.
And we'll catch you on the next page.